Good afternoon from Bradwell, UK. We're in Norfolk, the weather is boiling, and I'm doing a video post from my mother-in-law's little Suzuki car. No air conditioning in this baby, and you might get a few sounds from the car park outside, and people might think I'm a bit mad talking to my phone, but you never know, this could be a video call, eh? So, what is this post from inside my mother-in-law's car all about? Well, I address it to Christian fundamentalists. Yep, you see, I'm a Christian, but this is Orange County Choppers, by the way. But I'm not a fundamentalist Christian. Yep, Christian fundamentalists. Come across them all the time, don't you? I come across loads of them. I'm no churchgoer, but I do support LGBTQI people. Yep, I love them. I love them to bits. And I call myself, well, when I talk about my Christianity, I have to say I'm not that kind of Christian. Yeah. I've needed to do that over the years, and I'm not making this as a preachy post or anything like that. I'm not trying to convince you that you've got to believe in Jesus or you're going to hell or anything like that. I'm not doing that. I'm putting this post up, really, to say that when you look at the Christian church, when you look at all of us involved and what we do and how we do it and the various different expressions of our faith that there are, you're probably going to wonder to yourself, how is it that some who call themselves Christians are so hateful and so bigoted? You know, how are they like Fred Phelps in America? I don't know if dear old Fred is dead yet or not. How are they? How do they manage that? How do they manage to scream and shout and the motorcyclist theme here a little bit as well? How do they manage to picket the funerals of gay people, dead service people, gay people who LBGQTI people who'd served in these services? How do they do that? Why do the local Hells Angels and the biker groups and whatever have to turn up on their choppers and whatever and rev their engines and play music so that at least some families can enjoy a quiet funeral, the last goodbye to their loved ones? I could point lots of fingers, yeah, because there are lots of these people calling themselves Christians in our world. Let me point towards one channel first, okay? Look him up. Find Stuart, because he thinks that I have to he thinks I'm constantly exposing this kind of Christian for who they really are. Stuart, and Google or go on YouTube, look for messages for our time. Many of Stuart, fundamentalist evangelical Christians' messages, a guy who's probably about 5-10 years older than me, come from inside his little car. And they come when he's stopped. Maybe he likes to visit local churches, and he's possibly been looking around a church or something, and it's usually an old church. He's been commenting on the graveyard or whatever. And they include a lot of stuff, well, a lot of abusive stuff, quite honestly. One I remember in which he was particularly unpleasant towards people who are LGBTQI. I remember this distinctly, and he calls himself a Christian, but he was describing such people as their sexual relationships, their relationships with other people are impure. He was going and digging through his Bible there, and as he rooted out his little passage from Sodom and Gomorrah, he was going, it's a sin. It's a sin. They're sinners. And he was pointing that Christian finger at you sinners. Yeah. And he was saying, but you got to come to Jesus. Well, he's not American, but, you got to come to Jesus, and Jesus will forgive you for being LGBTQI. Nothing sinful about being LBGTQI. Nothing to be forgiven for crying out loud. It's who you are. Nothing to be forgiven for. No, not sinful, not anything. Anyway, what I'm trying to do, and bearing in mind, I'm not a churchgoer. Don't go to any church. Can't be bothered, frankly. I've had enough of churches, denominations, one thing and another thing. I've had my fill of them, but I call myself a Christian, but not that kind of Christian. Some might call me a progressive Christian or something, but I don't sign up for any particular denomination or any particular faith. I follow Jesus because Jesus is the way, if you like, for me. He's the person. He's the example. His the life that I want to try and live like. His is the life that set people free in so many different ways. Yeah. He's the kind of guy now that, well, let me say, just think about the Christmas story. Yeah. And think about, a bit early for Christmas, but I just want you to think about Christmas for a minute. Yep. Think about a Christmas story and how we read back into the Bible. And I don't have to read the Bible as literally true, for crying out loud, I don't. But the story says that Joseph had to travel, you remember the whole thing, with Mary, who was heavily pregnant, to a city, to a town, to get registered, and, and then there was nobody who wanted to let him in. Didn't want to have this bloke with a pregnant woman, his girlfriend, betrothed, whatever. They didn't want him in. They were going, sorry, closed. No room. Go away. Yeah. Well, that's how I think a lot of people would have treated Jesus these days, especially in the UK, where they're all asylum seekers, they're all scroungers. We want to turn them away. We want to have them drown. Yeah, they would have. They'd have sent them away. Yeah. No, I'm a Christian because Jesus was about social justice, caring for others, working to make a better world, looking after everybody, including everybody. That's why I follow Jesus. Yeah, that's why I follow him. Yeah, and that's why I want to point out to you that when you get, and as Gay Pride is coming up, you're probably going to get more and more of them. When you get your little fundy Christians there, and they're all going, burn in hell, these gays will burn in hell, they're all going, you should turn or you will burn. Yeah. When you get them, I just want you to know that not all Christians are like that. We're not. Honest. We're not. Yeah. We're not. We're not like that. Yeah. So I'm putting this video out there for me and for us. Yeah. For the kind of non-fundamentalist, judgmental, preachy, hellfire, damnation type Christians. This video is coming out for me. And I'm actually choosing to do it from inside my mother-in-law's car. Because, as I say, look for it. Messages for Our Time on YouTube. Summing up now. Messages for Our Time on YouTube.